My ancestry is very diversified. Okay? I have ancestry from the north, Mi'kmaq. I have ancestry from the south, Ishak. I have French ancestry. I have Irish ancestry. I have Scottish ancestry. I have German ancestry. I'm a person of nations. And I think it's ludicrous to have these guidelines that give such a corrupt judiciary system an avenue to harvest more children for abuse. Just 2 years ago, I was in Leech Lake Tribal Court, summoned. I gave a reply in writing. I showed up, I was denied to even enter that court. Court proceedings proceeded. B.J. Jones, the acting judge, wanted to attach a banishment to both myself and my wife, who is Anishinaabe from Leech Lake Reservation, as a penalty to a bogus civil suit. I didn't even have a voice in the court. Everything she presented, they chunked out the door. They brought in their expert witness on Medeowin. My wife was raised by a grandmother. Like she needs some academic grandpapa of her spirituality dictating to her tradition. You know, what's occurring right here is ludicrous. And when we look back at the history of our people, we enslaved one another. We stripped one another of our ceremonial rights. We stripped one another of our languages. So this is nothing new that's occurring with the onslaught of people from Europe on this continent. When people elected to no longer be buried in massive mounds, they broke away and they created their own individual nations. So for people to bring this up, generational trauma, as a tool to initiate white guilt and sympathy for the continuance of abuse of these children, and we can go right back to Spirit Lake on this one and show just how the court system and the abuse of these children have gotten so extremely out of hand. Nobody wants to say anything about it. They all want to back away and just, none of my business, you know. People speak about our culture, about our spirituality. What's changed since the 70s with all this Pan-American craziness that's occurred? We have powwows in New York, Florida, Washington, all a mirror image of one another. All the spirituality and image of one another, and nothing's changed. Suicide rates, 2009, Pine Ridge, epidemic. 2015, guess what? Pine Ridge, another epidemic. What's changed on the foundation of these cultural traits and the spirituality that's been in place since the 70s? Nothing. You want to know a secret? Nothing's going to change. You keep following that dog and pony show, these kids don't have a prayer. You know, I hope somewhere down the road people can figure out you can't keep making the same mistakes. You can't keep beating your head against the wall and expecting something to change. It ain't changed in 40 years. It ain't going to change now. And by putting more children into that script, it's not going to preserve the identity of the nations. That's my piece. I appreciate your time. Thank you.